Pleased to have with us Zach Dillon, Baylor baseball assistant coach, former Baylor standout player. Zach, what a weekend. What a weekend is the way to start. Congratulations on the sweep.
Yeah, thanks, John. It was a really cool weekend. One of probably the most memorable opening day I've ever been a part of. Obviously, with Tyce running into 3 grand slams, just having the opportunity to do that and get a bunch of national attention and recognition for it, and getting the Baylor baseball brand out there, really across the sports world on all platforms. So really exciting, and then the ability to come back and win a ball game that we jumped out early on Saturday and held on, and then yesterday actually got pushed a little bit and had to fight through it, and saw some veteran guys come up and do big things and big moments, which was really good to see. Appreciate our crowds, appreciate the fan support, and look forward to keep filling that ballpark up as we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Product like that, man, people ought to be out there. And let's go back to Friday and Tyce Armstrong. Pretty amazing, isn't it? And I mean, you've seen a lot of games. You've played in a lot of games. You've coached a bunch. Ever seen anything like that? 3 grand slams in your Baylor debut.
Yeah, just really a special night for Tyce, and he's a great kid that's earned it, and he's worked hard for it. And sometimes, indescribable things happen to good people, and he was fortunate to come up with the bases loaded 3 times, but to really put 3 good swings on the ball and on an offensive day, and just what a story, and what a great start for him. And hopefully we can get all his interviews out of the way so we can get him back to hitting.
Right. Well, and you said it, man, that is such a boost for the pro. It's the opening day of the season, for college baseball. And here this guy has the headlines from the opening day of the college baseball season. That's huge for the program moving forward, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's great for us, and it's great anytime. And Baylor athletics is, well, not anytime, but it's great most times. Baylor athletics is in the national media, and we're being talked about in a positive light, and especially for our program, I think it was just a really cool day and great thing for us as a baseball program, for sure.
Tyce came up yesterday with the bases loaded, tight game at that point, and I thought, oh, man, could he really cap the weekend? But he got hit by a pitch. He did get another RBI, didn't he?
He did, and that was a big moment in the game. And obviously, the more times we can get him up with the bases loaded this year, we're going to feel pretty good about it. He had another opportunity, his first at bat Saturday in the Saturday game, and really took his best swing of the weekend with the sac fly the other way in a 2-strike count and a full count. Drove the ball out to the wall to right field, and really probably, if he gets underneath it just a bit, probably would have had his 4th grand slam of the weekend.
That is wild. Well, great debut for Tyce Armstrong, and fun to see there. How'd you feel about the bats overall this weekend?
Yeah, we're introducing so many new guys into the lineup that, you have a feeling of what you're going to get from them, but you really don't know till the bullets start flying and they're in the fire and how they're going to respond. Really pretty satisfied overall. I thought, from a situational standpoint, we can obviously do some things better. And as we get into the year and as these guys see more pitching, I think we've got a lot of room for growth, probably more so than we've had the last couple of years. And I'm speaking more to guys like Brady Janusek, who has loads of ability, and Hunter Snow. As those guys get comfortable in their freshman campaigns and really, start to see pitching at this level on a daily basis, I think their room for growth is really, really high. And obviously, if we can get those 2 guys going at a high level, around some of the veteran guys that have a bunch of college at bats under their belt, I think we've got a chance to be a really good offense. You saw some of the speed have an impact this weekend. We were able to steal some bags. We were able to go first to third multiple times. We were able to make some baseball plays because of our athleticism on the bases. And I think what you saw yesterday with a big north wind blowing in, early in the game, the bunt game got us going. and allowed us to get out to an early lead, 3-0, with a couple bunts there early with Reebok and Sanders. So we have the ability to be dynamic. We've got to continue to get better at executing the little things and playing the game and having a solid, sound approach. Really with every at bat of the game. I think we saw times where it was a momentum-driven offense where one guy has success and a good at bat, and then he passes the baton to the next guy. I think we just need that kind of relentless focus, throughout the period of a whole ball game. And, I think some of that goes to young hitters. I think some of that goes to when you're really good on the mound, as we were this weekend. Guys get an early lead and tend to take their foot off the gas a little bit, and we can't afford to do that with the people we got coming up this next 2 weeks.
Yeah, first innings were really good for you all weekend, weren't they?
Yeah, they were, and that was a point of emphasis and something we've talked about. The winning percentage in college baseball, when you put up 2 runs or more early, the first team to put up 2 runs or more early and have it put up a 0 the next inning, they win like 79% of the time in college baseball, which is kind of a crazy number. So
Yeah.
We've made it a point of emphasis to be really focused and really good at the beginning of games. Obviously, it's not always going to happen, but we were able to do it this weekend and hope the trend continues. But now we got to be better at sustaining that focus and competitive spirit for 9 innings of a ball game, pitch by pitch.
Zach Dillon, our guest, Baylor baseball assistant coach, one of the returning players and preseason All Big 12, Travis Sanders. He had a nice weekend, didn't he? And you moved him up to the leadoff spot yesterday.
Yeah, I think we were obviously trying to see some other guys in the lineup yesterday against a left-handed arm and Brighton Clements. We wanted to get him out there and make his college debut. Cash McDade had really swung the bat for us well all fall and all spring. And we felt like those 2 guys were a pretty good matchup for the guy on the mound, and it was a good opportunity to get him in the game. In doing that, obviously we just kind of bumped everybody up a spot and slid Brighton down there at the bottom. But, we're still trying to figure out our personnel and as far as who fits where and what roles guys are going to be in and, how the lineup works best and kind of fits together. So, that's a work in progress and probably will be over the first part of the non-conference slate. So we feel good about where we're at. We've got a ton of room for growth. We're not going to be tricked by, early season success. We know we got to keep getting better, and our guys do too. I think the nice thing, as I alluded to before, is we really played 3 different kinds of games this weekend, and we were able to win all 3. And that being one that we got an early lead and we were able to keep expanding and kind of run away with it and not lose focus on the pitching side and defensive side and just really play a complete game on Friday. Saturday, was kind of a day where we're supposed to play early and have to kind of sit around all day and wait for the rain to clear out of here and jump out to an early lead. And the offense kind of went stagnant and we had to hold on. And, there was no panic and we were able to keep making pitches and finish out that game. I thought Calder and Bunch were outstanding. I thought Murray didn't have his best stuff and battled through it and got us through it. And then yesterday, obviously, they pushed us a bit. We jump out to an early lead. We pretty quickly relinquish the lead. And what I liked about yesterday is our veteran guys played like veterans in big moments. You saw Sanders have big at bats. You saw Reebok have some big at bats and finally kind of get himself going a little bit. And then JJ Cannett with the big double there to take the lead and get us going. So, we need those guys. We need our older guys to play like older guys. Especially with the youth on the team and the freshmen in the lineup. There's going to be days where it requires the experience to be good, and yesterday we certainly were.
Yeah, man, that's great. And the defense was really good. Was it one error the whole weekend?
Yeah, one error, and you know what? It's funny. That's a play we work on.
Really?
Every day, all day, and he makes the play every day, all day. It's actually probably I'm most comfortable with him coming to get that ball up the middle on the run. I mean, he's really comfortable making that play, so he'll make it. He'll make it the next time he gets it. But really, yeah, pretty satisfied with the defense. As you can tell, I think there's a whole lot more athleticism in the outfield, which helps When the ball goes up in the air, we feel like it's going to get caught, which is good. And the infield defense was solid this weekend. Travis really sliding over to shortstop, made some big time plays look really easy, as he can do, and Pearson moving to second, made some plays. All the plays Dotson and Clements had, they were sound on, and we work hard at it, and those guys should be. That's what they're prepared for.
Yeah. Wow. Fun to see. All right. Look ahead. Texas State here tomorrow, 4:00 game. And then you go down to Round Rock. That'll be a real test coming up this weekend.
Yeah, it's a big week. I mean, Texas State 3-0. They've got a bunch of really good hitters in the lineup. And a bunch of guys I know and have been around in my past. So they're going to come in here hungry, and obviously gave us a loss here last year. Trying to figure out who they're going to run out there on the mound at us, but it's really about playing the game and not the opponent. We're trying to impress upon our guys that if we play good baseball, if we throw strikes and play defense and have competitive bats for 9 innings, we're going to have a chance day in and day out, no matter who we play. So we're trying to play the game well right now. Fortunately, we were able to do that 3 times this weekend, and we're just going to keep that trend going and see where the chips fall at the end of the day.
Man, terrific. Well, thanks for your time. Sorry to get you out of that meeting early, but thanks for your time. We appreciate it, and congratulations on the start. Keep it rolling, and hope to get crowds getting bigger and bigger at Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you, J-Mo.